Into game 2 of this best of 3. LGD taking on Newbee, as I get the correct mouse in my hand. There we go. Having 2 mice and 2 keyboards is a little bit odd for my old man brain sometimes. A Somnus Wind Ranger. FY on the Dark Willow heading down bottom. Old 11 looks like he's the mid Timbersaw trying to face off against the Broodmother with X.
It's a much better matchup for him. Broodmother can't really kill him. Can't kill even a Wind Ranger. So it's going to be carry Wind Ranger, like an off lane, whatever you want to call it. 3 cores that are scaling well. Juggernaut starts with boots. So they want to grab a kill. Inkswell and the Burrow Strike.
Interesting. And then Chalice up top, Lifestealer up against Wizard Prophet. AQ is that Brood we've been mentioning. Faith and Mugi there. Grimstroke, Jug, and Waishi. So Boots on 2 heroes down in the bottom lane for now. Mugi and Waishi, both with that movement speed advantage over their opponents.
But they're playing Dota 2. They're not running a marathon.
Sometimes, you know, you got to cross the map a little faster when you're in these lanes that are awkward. You're like, oh crap, we can't stay here. Run to top lane and then TP back down to the other one.
If they get a kill with these 3 heroes, LGD will get a return.
The battle begins.
X-Nova FY start off with the Bramble Maze connecting onto 2. Bounty runes do get grabbed up, and now a roll in, catching out Grim. A decent Burrow Strike, but the shackle shot's there from Somnus as X-Nova whacks down with the help of FY, catching Faith, the trade back 1 for 1. But Waishi and Mugi still being hounded here by the 2 ranged heroes of LGD, losing out in that regen battle, and of course losing out First Blood, not going the way of Newbee at all.
Who got the First Blood? FY got it. This is who you want to give First Blood to anyway. So what is this tanking gonna do? He's playing against 2 ranged heroes. Sadly for Wind Ranger, she does not have a Wind Run.
Nice Bramble Maze. Shackle shot, but the Inkswell comes, and Somnus still being hunted by Mugi. The right clicks are powerful, and it is going to be an additional kill for Newbee down south. Keeping the tri-lane there, working out. For now, anyway.
This tri-lane is not going to be that efficient once Wind Ranger hits level 2 and has a point in Wind Run.
Timbersaw forcing the salve early out from AQ. Doing a good amount of chip damage. Does hit level 2. Goes for the chain. On top of that reactive armor.
Yeah, not sure why 11 just used Timber Chain to tank 3 hits from the tower, but okay.
He was trying to cancel salve, I think. AQ popped salve in the trees, and then as soon as old 11 saw it, he tried to get rid of it as quickly as he could. We are getting some spiders going for AQ. Timbersaw doesn't have a great way of, yet anyway, of clearing through them, but he can tank out with reactive armor as he's about to crack level 3. We expect the second point in that, of course.
Once you get to level 3, level 5, you're unkillable.
Should keep our eyes down on bottom. Awkward lane position here for Newbee. It's pushed up pretty far as Somnus drags that melee creep wave back into the range creep. FY not going to sit forward either, falls back a touch. Waishi does spot out the Wind Ranger, but Faith not in range for the Inkswell, so not really available there to continue
top lane.
As top lane Wizard, you're right. Thank you, Lacoste. No tier tours today.
I got your back, Gary.
Beautiful stuff. So what was that? Just a roll in. Chalice follows through. No TP from Prophet. He's
what a shackle.
Not leveled anything up yet either. Why is Prophet holding a point? Okay, there we go. TP. Back up to lane. Gets an immediate hit from Chalice. Lifestealer keeps that pressure going. 21 and 2 on the Timbersaw, and yeah, AQ needs so much regen just to sustain in this lane, as FY has cleared out a courier down bottom. Being hunted by Waishi, but there's not much mana here for the Sand King. Has a mango that he can pop if he thinks he can get a kill, but the roll into mid. Not connecting onto AQ. Spider Mama.
Spells.
Yeah,
am I top? Am I bottom? I'm both. Broodmother is having a rough time. Like, Timbersaw should not have 31 CS. You need to use those spiders to farm jungle instead of just feeding the extra gold and experience to Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timber Chain 4-second cooldown cannot be underestimated by the Broodmother. Decent farm on the other lanes, though, from Newbee. 11 denies on the Nature's Prophet is super sweet. As Earth Spirit, of course, we've seen has rotated into mid, so giving that 1v1 for Prophet to start to potentially dominate. And a good courier snipe there. Old 11 losing boots and clarity. As AQ
It wasn't a snipe, it was just a feed from 11.
Okay,
He used
fair
the
enough.
courier under the tower.
Bottom. That's a burrow strike into FY. TPing out with the Bramble Mace to help out. Looks like he's fine. X-Nova still lurking around in the shadows, but scouted again. This Sand King, this kind of buffer zone that he's creating. Pretty good intel from Newbee.
One thing I'm worried about is 11 having too much farm. We know that he can have amazing games, but if he is like 3,000 on top of everyone else, he gets a bit too cocky.
How's Moogie doing? 22 and 6, going straight into the treads. More boots coming out for this bottom lane. That's going to be boots up now for Faith at long last. Is maybe going treads as well. Treads Wind Ranger, yeah. Gloves of Haste come. These Chinese teams love the early Gloves of Haste or the Band of Elven Skin for that extra attack speed. Moogie tanks up a Bramble Maze, then into the Shackle power shots. Maybe forcing out the healing ward. Moogie and Faith will be able to regen up decently now.
I'll take your tribute.
X-Nova not really able to find a target in the past minute or two. Just wandering around kind of aimlessly. Maybe he can think about going on to AQ, but look at that. Couriers. Spiders demolished by Old 11.
I don't think he's a Broodmother player. Like, these are some really rookie mistakes from Brood.
Oh, FY drops bottom, but maybe gets the bigger trade. Kills off Moogie's Juggernaut. Very well done there by LGD. And yeah, I think you're right. I've been wondering why AQ isn't cutting wave behind Tier 1, Tier 2, or, you know... He has the webs. He has the webs there set up to farm jungle camps and cut wave, but he's sitting in lane, allowing Old 11 to get 65 CS off the spiders.
And on the bottom lane, FY is struggling. He died before that kill. Look at the level. Range will get level 6, while FY is only level 2.
Wizard caught out by the Earth Spirit and Dark Willow. Tries the TP home. The damage is coming, but not fast enough. Now Moogie and Waishi aiming to Chalice, but he cuts through the trees and there's no chase to be had. Tri-lane from LGD nearly gathering a kill there. But well played by Wizard with a Sprout TP home. And they've shifted these lanes completely now. I guess Prophet's going to go TP bottom?
Prophet could easily die from Wind Ranger. She is level 6.
Old 11. What's he doing? He's keeping his chakram out. Spiders coming in. Oh, bye-bye spiders. Look, AQ, you just can't do that. An entire spider wave fed to Old 11. What is his net worth, actually? 3,000. A solid 600 up ahead of AQ. And now Chakram, do you have a chain? Not going to go for it. X-Nova has dropped up top. Awkward stuff. I mean, it's 4-3. LGD don't have a massive lead, but it's building. It's one of those slow burners. At some point, Timbersaw, he's level 8 now. I mean, I say at some point, it's now, right? This is where Timbersaw, until 15 minutes, he's going to kill Tier 1.
Tier 1 tower.
And then move to the next lane.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh God, maybe he's killing off Moogie. Moogie, have you got anything? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have anything. And a roll in, perfect from X-Nova, snipe out Faith. 2 for the price of nothing. LGD getting freebies, a double for maybe. And this is where it all clicks into place. The puzzle pieces slot in. And
X-Nova survives with 6 HP. I'm pretty sure he would pop that smoke just to keep himself alive there.
Man, oh man. Trankles
This
up
game, nothing's going well for Newbee. Juggernaut struggling to get any kind of farm. And he's under level. He's level 4, 8 minutes in, because they were trialing on the bottom, while Wind Ranger is level 8.
Broodmother now is jungling. Diffusal Blade queued up. But a 4,000 net worth. Old 11 Timbersaw. Arcane Soul Ring moving into Yule Scepter. Lifestealer, what are we heading into? So it has Phase Buckler, no stick or wand, and now... okay, I saw the Maelstrom and I thought, cool, classic Maelstrom Lifestealer. And no, it is Battle Fury for Chalice. He wants to hit creeps.
He wants to hit spiders and treants.
Would
You
you-
can still do the same thing with Maelstrom, but less efficient.
Would you prefer Radiance over Battle Fury? Or are you a fan of the Battle Fury here? Oh,
I
Somnus
would-
down to the
I would go for
Broodmother.
Radiance for sure.
A Newbie there, playing around with LGD a little bit, dragging heroes in, trying to bait the Broodmother and the Sand King. Two bugs, nearly squished by old 11. Still going to try and catch YShe, but he sidesteps the Chakram. No kill to be had just yet. Yeah, it looks like Battle Fury. There's a broadsword coming out on Courier for Chalice. Cool stuff. What's Prophet heading into? Phase Boots, Blightstone, going for the drums,
Midas.
get some stats.
That's how you counter Battle Fury. You get extra gold, I get extra gold and XP.
And I guess Juggernaut Maelstrom? Yeah, Javelin coming out, Mithril Hammer queued. Maybe has the Javelin, so many kills up, open up now for the Wind Ranger with that extra damage. Bounty Rune time, Moogie. Scared about pressing forward. FY in a very interesting position, hiding in the trees behind that tier 1 down bottom. Shackle shot, nicely placed. Half HP Juggernaut already. With the Inkswell, they're trying to get the Omnislash going, but Moogie cannot commit. And Moogie has to just Healing Ward up and run away. Another nice power shot, that damage.
I will not forget this.
And kill a Healing Ward as well. Thank you, FY. Okay, well, that's an annihilation of the Sand King. I saw it happening, I thought, well, what's happening? What's going on up here? He's already dead. The build
Just
leading for
Timbersaw.
LGD as well.
3,000 gold on him. They can do whatever they want in this game. Broodmother just finished off the Fusel Blade, so she needs to start playing more aggressive. Let's see Timber.
He misses the chain, and the Inkswell will destroy him. Old 11, dead for 30 seconds, and a decent amount of gold, but it's time on the map now for Newbee, where they can actually start pressuring out. He is killable. He's not invulnerable. But like you said, he's got 3,000 gold that he's not spent into an item, so should have been expected.
That's how 11 plays. And I warned him at the start of the game. Should not give him that much free farm, because he has tendency to throw.
No dust down bottom lane for the Dire, so why is she able with level 3 Sandstorm to sit in front of the tier 1? Bunker down and defend the objective. X Nova even TPing up top. Faith has come into this jungle very deep. Oh, the roll doesn't connect. Not quite anyway. Very close from X Nova, but a swift TP out from the Grimstroke saves his life. Faith still going to get found here. He's turning with the Inkswell. Old 11 silenced up again. That Phantom's Embrace messing up. He can't attack, so that's why they pick Grimstroke. If Chakram's out, Old 11 can't kill the Phantom. And now he has the Yule Scepter though, so at least some way to dodge away from it as bottom lane. Whoopsie daisy. Where she gone, and Moogie no way to kill Somnus. Windrun TP will be able to get her out of danger. Newbie still holding on. Not looking as atrocious as we may have expected after the draft.
Broodmother is having a lot of farm. She didn't die a single time, fed a lot of kill to Timbersaw, but with that one kill on Timber, things are pretty even.
I'm a little surprised Timber hasn't gone to the side lanes to pressure tier 1s like we usually see. You know, break your mid tier 1, go up top, and systematically just take down the objectives. So not only do you create an open map for yourselves, but you're putting gold in the pockets of your supports, you're getting little items here and there. He has just stuck mid and kind of, he's sticking on the Broodmother, making sure that she doesn't have an easy time in that mid lane.
Could be the mentality of an offlaner, where he kills a tier 1 tower and then continues, especially if you play a hero like a Timbersaw, you stick in that lane for a very long time.
He's getting all of his mana burnt off him now. AQ, Insatiable Hunger, with a Diffusal Blade, proving a little problematic there for the Timbersaw. But Chalice has a free go on the tier 1 until Wizard comes back into lane. Bottom tier 1's down, and converging into bottom tier 2, LGD have 3 heroes ready to jump Mugi. If they can catch him before he spins, it is a potential kill. But they're smoking in towards mid. They want to catch the Broodmother. She comes high ground. Smoke doesn't pop, so the roll perfect with the fear. Do they have the damage with the focus fire and the power shot? It looks like the Broodmother's being brought down, and Old 11 will come in for some vengeance, securing the kill on the Brood. And top lane... Oh, Lifesteal has already rage TP'd home, so nothing for Newbee to gather up there.
Sankin getting closer to his Blink Dagger, but he needs to have a lane for himself right now. Prophet taking his farm. A lane where he could farm could also be a bottom lane while farming the jungle. Or Prophet farms the jungle and Sankin takes over the top lane. Full MKB, 14 minutes in on a Wind Ranger on top of Bottle and Power Treads. This Wind Ranger is scary.
Super scary. Bounty runes are coming, but the dive under tower. Onto Mugi they go with the chain stuns forward, but Mugi has an Omni Slash. Onto Maybe with a Soulbind holding X-Nova in place. Old 11's a little bit slow to this race. Mugi's spinning forward. They want to kill the Earth Spirit inside the Sprout. They'll accomplish just that. But they don't have a great way of dealing with Old 11 now. So Waishi destroyed by the Chakram, and Bedlam going to work from FY, but Wizard and Mugi healed up by that ward. A Timber Chain forward. Old 11 going in deep, and a Shadow Realm TP cancelled out by the Inkswell, so they do catch FY. Old 11 is under tier 3s, but a quick little TP back to his own side of the river will be just fine. But LGD diving deep and losing 3 for 1. Not the best.
The seeds of fortune.
They still have the net worth advantage. Lifestealer also just finished his Battle Fury and is going to take over the top tower. I don't think Nature's Prophet wants to defend it. Yeah, it's gone. Chalice, man. Battle Fury, Lifestealer now going into Armlet, some cheap damage. He needs stats. Like, he needs to be able to not die straight away from once, let's say, Sankin gets a Blink Dagger, and he's getting close. 500 gold away from it.
Ooh. And an Imp Claw now. See if
Bottom
he keeps
lane.
it. Sorry, what? What? Who? When? Mugi?
Juggernaut tried to spin TP out. Wind Ranger just uses Focus Fire and he instantly dies. Another good kill on Sanking, delaying that Blink Dagger.
Very good. And yeah, it's worth mentioning, right? This Lifestealer hasn't been involved in anything really. 0-0-1 for Chalice. It has been a 4 versus 5 where LGD have stayed even, kind of kill-wise, but building up that net worth advantage on Lifestealer, so they have the threat of the mid-game definitely coming through. Broodmother aiming for Aghanim Scepter. Increases her ability to spread the map a little wider, but the jump in towards Faith should be able to collect a very easy kill. Spending Soulbind there a little overzealously, it feels like. No follow-through from the rest of the team.
It's one of those games where your carry could go for any kind of item and it still feels like you're gonna win the game. If it was, let's say, Armored Deso, they could have pressured the towers much more. The minus armor, and then even Timbersaw deals the damage to the towers.
Chalice just wants to be the big farmer this game. Nice roll. X-Nova onto the Juggernaut with his silence as well, so the spin comes late. That's going to time out in a couple of seconds, and 11, okay, he's not committing for it. Kills off the ward instead.
Whoa! The big rat of nature kills 11.
God damn.
600 gold.
Oh, sure, he'd chained away from that, but yeah, under the tower, the vision's given. A ton of gold there, 607 going into the pockets of the Nature's Prophet, which pretty much gives him BKB. Drums BKB Prophet. I wonder if Brood is, yeah, she's finishing Ags, and then I guess BKB comes after.
Definitely needs a BKB against all these heroes.
Maybe working on an Aghanim Scepter of his own. So when does Chalice come out of the jungle? He's got Armlet now. He's buying a wand. Bloodstone
Give him
for
a couple of
Timbersaw.
minutes.
Okay. Let's say 20 minutes and LGD should be sprinting out across the map. Blink Dagger Sanking. This is the timing for Newbee now. Soulbind up in a couple of seconds, so they should be smoking up and really playing together. Broodmother can suck them in. Supports can spit them out. Faith, though, getting sniped out top lane. These kills happen just so quickly. The vision from LGD catching them out. And old 11. Oh, the Timber. Oh my god, he's Yule's chained himself home. The heal from the Bloodstone enough to get out of danger. Now they come in with a Brood, but stunned by the Cursed Crown and LGD bailing out. TP forward from Wizard towards FY. They found, at the very least, a Dark Willow kill.
This is such a weird game, Gary. I don't know what kind of feelings you have, but look at the item build. Juggernaut going for Shadow Blade, first item BKB on Nature's Prophet.
It is very odd. It feels like everyone's making weird decisions and then everyone else is trying to adapt to those weird decisions. Maybe sniping out a courier, but a Blink Burrow Strike does take out X-Nova thanks to Wizard's presence. And now Faith is back alive again. With a smoke, they could go hunting. But they need to de-ward first. They need to get rid of this LGD vision. That's giving them all these openings.
I understand the Jug wants to play this assassination game with the Shadow Blade, has level 2 ulti, but he does not have a clear target. They need Sanking to stun someone, otherwise they're not gonna die. Wind Ranger can just easily use Wind Run off, also building Ags, which gives her 2 charges on the Wind Run.
Chalice, nice Inkswell Burrow Strike. Can he get the rage off? No, he cannot. The Soulbind forward onto FY old 11. Chalice still up and running, but for how long? The Omnislash takes him down. In the back, Faith is falling, but the Broodmother's going to work on FY. LGD crumbling here to the surprise attack of that Blink Burrow, and yet again, initiation. The chain stun's perfect, but the Yule Scepter up from old 11 buys them a little bit of time. X-Nova's still a casualty here, as maybe not really involved. 4 heroes falling as LGD. Can old 11 survive? Not quite. The final Burrow Strike allowing a triple kill there for the Broodmother. And maybe they're thinking about TPing forward, but instead they switch to Roshan. Newbee. These initiations, you mentioned the Sand King Blink Dagger, and it has been spectacular.
Yeah, after he got that Blink Dagger up, they managed to get a couple of kills, good initiations, and Juggernaut using ulti on that Lifestealer. Did he actually had... No, he didn't. So he's about to finish his Shadow Blade, which he can upgrade into Silver Age later on against the Lifestealer. It's very good. Same goes for Timbersaw.
And all of a sudden, this early lead, this unkillable Timbersaw, not really as potent as it should have been. And it's one of those weird, synchronization things. We kind of, talked about the Battle Fury and said Chalice can go for anything he wants. You said Armlet Deso would have put more pressure on and allowed him to be more active. And now we start to wonder, and, of course, 2020 hindsight and all that, would it have made a big difference if Chalice hadn't AFK'd, farmed Battle Fury? If they'd put the pressure on, this game could be over by now.
They could have at least taken the tier 2 towers with that kind of a build. You get Armlet, you become ungankable, and then you get Deso, maybe get S and Y to tank up so you can't get bursted down. Like, this is such a weird build. Also seeing Lifesteal level 16 with, 1600 HP without Armlet.
That's a bit sad. Prophet didn't even have to BKB in that last fight. Still has the 10-second duration. Broodmother very, very close to a BKB of her own. Ags completed now for AQ, so more webs, more speed, more everything.
It's like Dragon Knights. Aghanim Scepter, it gives everything. Whatever you can think of. Like, yeah, we're gonna add that.
Do they see FY? They did for a second. Caught a glimpse of the Dark Willow with the invis. LGD trying to set up for someone down bottom with Somnus and X-Nova laying a trap, but Newbee not falling into it. Prophet has top lane all to himself, and they've actually got a jump here. Lifestealer farming alone, silenced and slain. In comes Old 11. I don't think this is really a game you'll be playing, even with the damage you've got onto Mugi, as the roll catches Sand King in the back. Old 11 still battling with the Phantom's Embrace at the front, and FY cancels out the fear, goes for the Shadow Realm. The Cursed Crown does land on Sand King now, and the power shot snipes him. Finally, with a Soul Bind forward, Mugi, where are you? Run away, run back, run forward. The Shackle shot, beautiful from Maybe, and the fear onto 2 as well. The Chakram destroys them on a roll, connecting beautifully. LGD finally, they execute what they needed to. Aegis expires, popped, and Juggernaut with nowhere to run. He Shadow Blades, spins, TPs. Okay, he makes his escape very swiftly, with Faith also returning back to Fountain. Newbee didn't lose as much as maybe they could have.
Yeah, that Shackle shot pretty much won them the fight. Also, Nature's Prophet should be in the front lines. He does not care about any magical damage, has that BKB, and is building... What is he building? Orchid? Not enough.
That's
Yeah,
Sprout
that's
buying
level 10
enough time.
talent. Keeping him alive. 10 armor.
Very nice. And then TP straight back up to top. Mugi, Shadow Blade out. Away from Old 11. He's still chaining forward. He's landing. Wait, do they have... Okay, they do have a sentry there, so he did see him. Fair enough. I thought he was doing that blind, but they have the vision. Finally dropping the tier 2 mid.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
1 minute until fast spawn on Roshan. And the top 3 net worth heroes still belong to LGD. The net worth lead in total, of course, in their hands as well. Even with a couple of wonky fights, they are still in the position of power. And, you know, Newbee executing very well, but it has to continue that way. Every fight has to be perfect from Newbee.
They need Sand King to use multiple burrow strikes in a team fight. Usually what Sand King does is blinks in, uses burrow strike, then resets and goes in with the epicenter. Tier 3 items starting to show up. Titan Sliver for Lifestealer.
Orb of Destruction for Prophet. Repair Hammer now grabbed up by Sand King. Sends it back to base. Yeah, we've got Philosopher's Stone on Grimstroke, People's Gift Brood, Aquila Jug, Essence Ring on the SK. As Wizard, just goes for the Sprout TP. They do have a Basher on Chalice, so he was trying to get that stun going. Juggernaut Omni Slash, X-Nova dead. Old 11 tanks through it, now turns to fight Mugi. Should be able to force a spin here. Inkswell, get him out of danger, and a quick silence out onto the Timbersaw, make sure there is no more chasing. What are the items here on the Dire side? Old 11 still holding on to the Vampire Fangs. Spider Legs for the Lifestealer. No one grabbing Titan Sliver, though. Is that gonna... I mean, Wind Ranger has a Grove Bow. Imp Claw is
It's
in
a
stash.
really good one on a Wind Ranger. Lowering magic resistance and then having MKB. 75% chance to deal extra 100 bonus damage. Magical, of course.
And that's why these BKBs on the Radiant are so important. Prophet, of course, has had his for donkey's years. Now down to now. Only used it once. 9 seconds duration. Brood Mother. Yeah, a couple of hundred away from it. Why is she looking to set up for something bot if anyone from LGD sticks around for the tier 2? But they've all fallen back to their side of the river. When is Roshan? 2 minutes until fast spawn. Does Newbee want to make any big kind of sweeping moves to go find a team fight, or are they happy just waiting for LGD to kind of come to them?
Jug needs to have his ulti off cooldown so that he can fight. They're all building MKBs to counter Wind Ranger.
They're looking for that Prophet. Dire Courier not going to give them the vision. And LGD come out smoked. Brood Mother with Faith behind. Does have BKB on Brood as well, so that safety net is there. Sand King TPing up to top, so Newbee definitely feeling that something's coming. Juggernaut can fall back to rejoin his team. LGD. Nothing doing. They have a catch on someone. I hear an Inkswell. Oh, it's Faith being found by the Wind Ranger. Timbersaw, Soulbind, again used a little bit oddly there as a proper fight kicking off mid. Chalice running away from the Brood as Earth Spirit gets picked and buys back. Lifestealer in danger. He's going to get popped. He didn't use his one charges. AQ snipes him out as the roll now towards the Brood, missing out. Yule's up in the air. FY sends the Broodmother skywards, so they do get a double kill on Somnus now. BKB'd up. Shiny Golden chasing Wizard, looking for bonus targets. Healing Award, there we go, pop that one. Newbee still trying to get a jump. Inkswell Burrow, beautifully done, but the fear coming out. Still, they lose maybe, and X-Nova follows. Wizard with a double kill, and Timbersaw left to his own devices in a 1 versus 4. FY comes in with a Shadow Realm. I don't know exactly what he's aiming to do with this Dark Willow, but why she is being chased down by the Timbersaw. A little bit awkward, though, and another Inkswell. Yule Scepter up. FY found, and Newbee with another great team fight. Do they have the damage? Old 11 has a chain and a Yules, but he's silenced up. He's got a Yules, he's got a Bloodstone.
He can't attack.
Okay, it's fine. He can chain away. Why she still has a Blink Burrow, and they've got the continuation. Moogie disarmed, but he's got a spin. The magic damage and Wizard to help out. This Timbersaw is going to make it a 5-man wipe. LGD destroyed as Newbee executing perfectly yet again.
Man, this Timbersaw, he's spending a lot of time trying to find... I just want to see how much damage he did in the previous fight. I cannot see for some reason.
1.7k damage on Timbersaw.
That's very low. My fight recap is bugged for some reason.
So, Sand King did 2.2, Jug did 4.1, Grimstroke 1.7, and the Nature's Prophet 3.7. I don't see the Broodmother. Let's see how much damage she did because she died so early on. But compared to, it's like 12,000 damage for Newbee and 3,000 damage for LGD. Like, Chalice just gets annihilated. Like, not popping a 1 there, I think, honestly, lost them the fight.
Man, this Battle Fury build on Lifestealer. I'm always trying to stay positive, find a way why someone is doing what they're doing in a pro game. The only reason I could think of was, yeah, he's gonna deal with treants spawning on the other side of the map and just farming them quickly. I don't think that's a good reason to go for Battle Fury.
Yeah, now the 9,000 lead that LGD had has dipped down to pretty much nothing gold-wise, and Newbee now have a 10,000 experience lead.
I got it. It's a stronger Quelling Blade. You always want to have an item when playing against the Nature's Prophet, so you can cut down the trees.
True.
So what do I do with this Quelling Blade? I upgraded it.
Yeah, if you're thinking of going Maelstrom or Radiance or Battle Fury, and you're against the Prophet, you should go Battle Fury, right? It's logical. I think you've hit the nail on the head. You've got the good answer there. You know, it's like the old Sven. Even though he has Cleave, I've got a Quelling Blade. I'm against the Prophet. Yes, I'm going to buy Battle Fury. Newbee holding high ground, but why she is isolated from the rest of the squad. Yeah, he's going to try and rejoin them here and swing back into the dire triangle while they can push mid lane with the Broodmother. And LGD, they're kind of itching for a fight. They are desperately scrambling with that smoke to go and get a pick off somewhere. They'll find the outpost at the very least. Broodmother. You mentioned that MKB to try and deal with the Wind Ranger.
They have Bloodthorn, they have full MKB on Juggernaut. They have ways of dealing with Wind Ranger. Another Dispel, once her BKB is down. Second has that Yule Scepter.
No push to high ground just yet, though.
What happens if you give Spider Legs to Broodmother? How many legs does she have?
12. H plus 4. Quick maths, Lacoste.
Probably incorrect, but pretty quick.
I mean, technically it is incorrect. Someone who's like a professional spider scientist or something said that Broodmother's not actually a spider. The model of Broodmother isn't a spider because some of the legs aren't legs. They're like mandibles used for eating their hands or something. So she's technically an insect that's pretending to be a spider.
Yeah, I'm gonna message my good old friend David Attenborough to see what he has to say about this one.
Yes, and the lesser spotted spider insect here, AQ, playing the Broodmother, making babies everywhere, isn't actually an arachnid. It doesn't have 8 legs. hunting for her prey in the natural habitat and protecting her babies. Usually not found next to a Sand King Scorpion man, but they will fight together to protect the Radiant side. LGD holding high ground, but popping dust on Mugi, forcing the spin away. Old 11's chasing. Oh, LGD, you're diving out of base. You're hunting for Mugi. Kill off the healing ward. No, you can't do it. Silence up with the self-fuels now. Timbersaur's up in the air. X-Nova soulbound up with the Timber. So this is pretty good for Newbee if they want to turn and fight. The Blink stun from Sand King. He's holding it 1 second until it's off cooldown. The Broodmother kills off X-Nova. No buyback, and Mugi still has Omni/Aegis. He doesn't care if he's found by a Timbersaur. Broodmother's hunting the back and a burrow onto the Wind Ranger. Caught out. Mugi, Omni/, out to maybe, but it's bouncing back onto the big target of Old 11. So the damage is dispelled and mitigated, and Mugi will lose the Aegis as Newbee maybe went a spot too far, but why is she thinking about the burrow with the Inkswell on? And Chalice turns to fight Mugi. Weird fight. 1 kill is all we got. Earth Spirit drops. Everyone else falls back. Is Timbersaur still going? He's hunting Wizard. The Burrow Strike catches the Wind Ranger, and maybe he's gone. Wizard TPing back to the front line. Silence up onto the... Who? Where? Chalice gone. Destroyed and annihilated by that by the Nature's Prophet, Bloodthorn, and Old 11. He's just got the chain back up to high ground. Clearing out waves, but LGD losing out in this game. All due to Newbee and their spectacular teamfight coordination.
It's so easy for LGD to take a fight when they don't have a good vision. Timbersaw just walks up high ground, says, "What up? You can't touch me." And then he scouts things out for his team.
Burrow again. Timbersaw. The fear from Dark Willow, fake pumped for now. They know Juggernaut doesn't have Aegis, but he's got 11 one charges up his sleeve. Why she has another Burrow Strike. They don't want to go up onto the high ground just here. So bounty rune time it should be. 3 minutes until Roshan. That's pretty good, you know. Aegis was expiring. Newbee take a pretty good fight. Get some massive core kills.
I can't wait for this game to end so I can see how much damage Chalice dealt with the Lifestealer. It feels like he's not doing it. Like he's just being kited and does not have ways of dispelling the Bloodthorn. So he can't even use the Rage.
He's got
now
Lotus.
He wants to get Lotus Orb and BKB.
I think BKB, yes. I'm not sure about Lotus and BKB. Like where's the Earth Spirit items? Yeah, Pos 5 Earth Spirit has Tranquil's Wand, Yule's and Force Staff on FY. Maybe could have gone Yule's into Lotus on the Dark Willow. Courier sniped as Old 11 gets a Lotus Orb for himself. They're looking for X-Nova. They do get a good stun onto Old 11, but the fear comes. BKB preemptively popped. AQ with the Hex onto Old 11, doing a good chunk of damage and Faith. That Chakram is spooky. The Burrow Strike misses thanks to the Yules, and Old 11 stays up and running. He's got a Lotus Orb, but he's using it a little bit late there. Still allowing the jump from the spin of Jug to take him down. Buyback from Maybe as X-Nova too deep, and Newbee yet again slaying heroes left and right, forcing buybacks out of X-Nova and Maybe. The Chalice Lifestealer just doing absolutely bloody nothing, and Maybe's BKB, he's trapped in the spread, he's got no way to cut himself out. Maybe stuck. The Treants will block him up. X-Nova, can you get him out of here? It looks like he will be fine for now, but another Sprout into the Burrow Strike now. Newbee have another kill to claim. Wind Ranger is gone with no buyback, and LGD look done.
This is it, Gary. We're gonna go to game 3.
Newbee with the perfect teamfight execution.
So I can see the damage on Chalice.
Show teamfight recap. Chalice, Lifestealer, I can't. It says Newbee victory.